Welcome to this talk of today. My name is Dr. David Ayim. I'm a reproductive health expert and I hold a PhD in public health. Today, I will be teaching possibility of getting pregnancy at an advanced age. We have a lot of women that are already above 40. They are 45, they are even 50. We are going to look at the possibilities of these women at this age to get pregnant. How to get pregnant after 40. Are you above 40 years? Are you up to 50 years? Are you even above 50 years? Yes, it is possible that you can get pregnant. Now, this discussion is for you who will want to maximize the chances of getting pregnant. Maybe you have been struggling to get the fruit of the womb and it has not been coming, and age is fast going above you. What are the measures to put in place to increase the chances of you getting pregnant? One, take note, fertility truly reduces with age. When a woman is already getting age from 35 even to 40, the chances for her getting pregnant, they reduce. Why? Because the follicles in her ovary, what we call follicles, the primordial follicles, which are like the primitive seed for human being, which are already stored in the ovary of the woman, which when a woman reaches puberty, a good number of them begin to grow during her menstrual cycle. A good number of them grow, stimulated by follicle-stimulating hormone that comes from the brain. But when one of them hatches, what we call ovulation, when ovulation occurs, one ovulates, the rest that were growing with it, they die. They become atretic. Let's say, for example, a number like 25, 30 were growing at the same time, responding to the amount of follicle-stimulating hormone that is secreted from the brain. When one of them ovulates, the rest die. They become atretic. This is how the number of follicles originally in the ovary of a woman begin to reduce every month. Now, by the time some ladies are up to 35 and more, the number have drastically reduced such that her chances to get pregnant have reduced. How possible can somebody still make babies, still get pregnant, even when the number of follicles in her ovary have reduced? They are not finished yet, because when they are finished, we say you have reached menopause. When you have reached menopause, it means that you are already out of reproductive age. You cannot reproduce again. Everyone understands that the chances to get pregnant are lower at an advanced age. But follow this. I am going to give you tips, like 7. About 5 of them are, natural, that you just need to understand yourself or take techniques, follow up your doctors in the hospitals, and they can carry out or follow you up, and you can get pregnant by natural measures. 1, do a full fertility workup, what we also refer to as routine standard infertility test. There are many of them. Routine standard infertility test. Example 1, they can do what we call anti-mullerian tests. This will go to tell if you still have follicles in your ovary that can ovulate. 2, they will check for hormonal assay. You do what they call hormonal assay, levels of hormones. Okay, and first of them is follicle-stimulating hormone, which is secreted by the pituitary gland in the brain. And then second is luteinizing hormone. These hormones that are secreted from the brain, they will determine the communication between the brain and the ovary. The ovary of a woman needs to communicate with the brain, and the brain must be able to supply follicle-stimulating hormone that will stimulate these follicles which are in the ovary. And if that communication is fine, then the woman will ovulate. So they are going to check the level of these hormones. If they are balanced, then they'll know that you can ovulate. Now, thyroid function tests is also very important because it speaks and determines their fertility. The next hormone, progesterone levels, estrogen levels. Both progesterone and estrogen levels will show for sure that you are ovulating. Because these are hormones that are secreted by the ovulating follicle. Okay? If a follicle grows, matures, hatches, releases an egg, what we call ovulation, that empty shell forms what we call corpus luteum. And corpus luteum now has a yellow substance inside, I will call it lutein, which is now responsible for the secretion of a hormone, of this hormone called estrogen and another hormone called progesterone. This corpus luteum is doing this under the influence of luteinizing hormone, which is still coming from the brain. So at the level where you find estrogens and progesterone, their levels are raised, they are balanced in the system. It confirms that the woman has ovulated. So it is good that at one moment they do this level. Now, there's ultrasound scan. What a lot of people just call echography. Yes, you need to visualize if the anatomy and physiology of your reproductive organs is intact. Is your womb fine? In all the aspects, are there groups inside that obstructing it? Is there some other thing obstructing your womb? Is your womb okay? Are your fallopian tubes fine? Are the ovaries fine? Are you suffering from cyst, like ovarian cyst, polycystic syndrome, whatever? Do an echography and then we can determine that. The next test or examination they do is HSG, hysterosalpingography. Okay, this is a kind of X-ray that is done to determine if your tubes are patent, the fallopian tubes, the patency, how open, are they blocked, and so on. Because some lady may have the tube blocked and she doesn't know, and sperm cells cannot pass, and even egg cannot pass. So there is a kind of radio opaque substance that they can pump it through the cervix into the womb, which spreads through the fallopian tubes. And then they do an X-ray. If that fluid has gone right through, you find a white trace line going through to the end. It will tell you, you watch the film, the X-ray film, it will tell you that these fallopian tubes are open. Okay, then they can go ahead to do another test. Uterine sound. Uterine sound, there's a small, tiny, long instrument referred to as uterine sound. It can be passed gently through the vagina, through the cervix, into the womb, until when it touches the apex of the womb, the fundus, then you can bring it out and then you can measure the length. Our interest here is not measuring the length or the depth of the womb, but seeing if it can conveniently go through the meatus of the cervix. The cervix, the door entering into the womb. Can this uterine sound pass through it and enter uterine cavity? If it passes easily, it means that the cervix is open. This is because some women, even at this age, their cervix is completely clumped together. It's blocked. Okay, some form of stenosis, some sort of narrowing has occurred until it's blocked. That sperm cell cannot enter, cannot even reach the uterine cavity. And we might be there sending for one examination to the other, from one lab to the other, from one, spending a lot of money. And sometimes we just do this uterine sound and it just passes and enter the womb, bring it out and confirm that this is positive. Cervix is open. Very important. If all of these we have described are okay, then go ahead and try pregnancy naturally at fertile period and the pregnancy will come. Note very well. Those with previous pregnancies have higher chances of pregnancy at an advanced age. Number 2, your partner should do a semen analysis at this level so that we can find out if he has normal sperm count or he suffers from low sperm count. If there is a problem at that level, then it can be treated to increase and the situation improved upon to increase chances of getting you pregnant. Number 3, know your fertile period. The fertile period, for women who still have irregular, for women who still have regular menses, yes. If you still have regular menses, it is easy to determine the fertile period. And then you target having sex during the ovulation period, the fertile period. I take example, somebody has a 28-day cycle, is supposed to be ovulating by day 14 of her cycle. If she's counting from the day menses start flowing and counting and going ahead, day 14 is the day of ovulation, plus or minus 2 to 3 days. You target sex during that period. For somebody who has a 28-day cycle, good. If it's somebody who has a 21-day cycle, 21 minus 14 is 7. It means that you are ovulating on day 7 of your cycle. 7 plus or minus 2, 3. Okay. Target sex within those days and pregnancy will come. Just go back to the other video that I taught the menstrual cycle and you will understand this thing better. Now, number 4, check for infections. Infections that could be causing infertility, that could be making it very difficult for you to get pregnant. Some of such infections laboratory tests that are common are venereal disease research laboratory, okay, TPHA, that's a syphilis test, chlamydia test, both strength, chlamydia, IgG and IgM. The laboratory technicians will understand this and your doctor will prescribe it and they go and do it and they'll bring the results. And there are other disease conditions that could complicate the possibility of getting pregnant by a woman. They can do all of this in the lab. Number 5, spirituality. Very important point. If you have traced through a lot and it is still not working, look back. Consult even your spiritualists. There might be a spiritual problem blocking you. I have several testimonies, several reasons of this. And if you think spiritual problems or spiritual causes do not exist in your life, it means you need to be born again. You need to be born again. Some of you women, before you even marry the man you are married now, you have caused problem and separated a union that was between him and another woman. And that woman maybe has gotten angry and cursed both of you people. And it works. How will you break this curse if not spiritually? Do they need to go to Ngambe? To consult soothsayer before they know that you need to remember your forefathers, your big mommy, grandmother, grandfather, whatever your work, you feel you are progressing, and some of you will say, they are dead. They are dead, eh? They are dead. Yet you are remembering Jesus Christ till today. Every year you remember Jesus Christ. So you know that when somebody dies, they can remember the person. Sometimes it could only be those ancestral spirits of your origin, which are supposed to be your guardian angels. They might be angry with you and many things begin to go bad. So check your spirituality. There might be a spiritual blockage. Somebody may just be what do I say, wicked. This world in the heart of man is desperately wicked, and somebody can tie you, block your womb, shoot you with some spiritual thing and block your womb. Yes. And if all of this is traced and treated and you are delivered, you can conveniently get pregnant. Now, the ones I want to give you now, 2 main things to do. What if you still try all direction and pregnancy doesn't come? What can you do? 1, you can do artificial insemination. You can get the sperm of your man and then put inside your vagina, pass them through to your womb during your ovulation, and you still get pregnant. If it is worse than that and you don't even produce egg, it is possible. We can get eggs. You can donate eggs. It's possible. They do them in the hospital, madam. They can get eggs, get sperms even. They can get donated sperms. They fertilize them even in the lab, in the test tube, mature them to an embryo, transplant them to your womb. That we call IVF, in vitro fertilization, and embryo transplant. It is there in the hospitals. Even in our country, there are big hospitals where they do this. You want to have twins, you have to have 4 children, you want to have 5. They just prepare them, mature them, and put in your womb. It grows. So at any time, there's possibility for you to get pregnant, no matter what. And then what they also call pre-genetic testing. It's a test for chromosomal abnormalities before embryo is transplanted. Very important. And this also reduces chances of miscarriages, which are usually, in this case, caused by chromosomal abnormalities. If you love this video, subscribe to it, like, share it, comment. No one is perfect. I might teach something here that you object. Please, let me have your comment and we can build on. Call me 674-605469. If you are out of Cameroon, then just start with the word +237 at my number, and we are good to go.